Hi, my name is Neal. I'm from the United States, and I'm an Indian American man, and I speak English. We are from different countries, we speak different languages, we are of different cultures, but Fedora unites us in open source. We are Fedora. Original Fedora mentor when I joined Fedora 15 years ago, which, wow, it's been that long, was Brian Pepple. And he helped me through the first package I got into Fedora, which I think was a program called Aug Convert. So a little Python program and that converted things using GStreamer to Aug Theora and Aug Vorbis. And something that I kind of took away from him, like when he taught me like how to work with people, work with the version control, all the little mechanical stuff. But the biggest thing that I took away from him was Fedora is and open source in general is all about talking with others, communicating with them, and establishing relationships to work together to support each other. And I have taken that to heart in a very intrinsic way or real way that influences how I work with everything all over the place. Like whether it's open source, whether it's not, like relationship building, I think is the most important thing for actually being successful. And so like that is kind of core to how I operate. Fedora memory was when I met everyone for the not everyone. My favorite Fedora memory was when I met so many Fedora contributors for the first time at Flock in 2018. So Flock in Dresden was the first time I'd ever gone to a Fedora conference, and I got to meet so many great people and for the first time in person, and have really fantastic conversations. And like I gave talks at Flock back then too, and it also was a little bit of that relationship things I said earlier put into play here because Canonical graciously funded my travel to Flock that year to talk about snaps and
That's
Fedora.
interesting.
Uh,
That's interesting.
so like even that event was great to me because it was about building bridges between different communities, and I loved being the person helping to build a bridge between the Fedora community and the Ubuntu community because we're all working to try to make open source the default choice for every kind of environment. And having us
Right.
work together was awesome, and having me be there, and I brought a couple of canonicalers along for the ride, and I think it was fantastic. So like that was the memory I cherished the most, like seeing
Treasuring.
people. Aha moment, I think, was the first time when I was starting to get involved in doing development of changes in Fedora, like making my first distro-wide changes and stuff. I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. This seems really hard. Um, and I think it was Igor Natenko who told me, like, just go make a change proposal and do it. And if nobody says no, then you get to go do it. And so I made, and that moment was really that really kind of shook me in a good way, because what it meant was I have the power to affect real change on a large scale and have the community support me doing it. So like the first change in question that it was didn't actually pass because it turns out there were fundamental problems, but pretty much every change I've done since then has been. And now, and because of that, like that first step, like I understand how to like make changes happen in the distribution, and it's not hard to do. Like that first step was made it so that I felt confident that I could do big things and be successful, and that was amazing. So I'd have two favorites, but for different reasons. So, or three really. So Fedora Core 6, because awesome, awesome wallpaper. I don't care what anyone says. The double helix 3D wallpaper is amazing. So that was Fedora Core 6, and I loved that one. Fedora 7 was awesome to me because that was the release that we stopped calling it Fedora Core. And that release was also the one where Red Hat and the community fully came together under one project banner to develop the entire distribution. And that was very special to me in a way that I don't think is really appreciated so much anymore. A lot these days, people are about separating things or splitting people apart and stuff like that. But you know, it the fact that we brought the core and extras together and made them one big community was a big deal for me, and I really love that. Um, Fedora 22 comes up on this list for technology stuff because that was when we introduced DNF. And the DNF package manager was amazing because a lot of the problems that I had, managing my systems and maintaining them and keeping them going just kind of fell away when we switched to DNF. Like we even now have, you know, starting with Fedora 22, I haven't had to reinstall my Fedora system ever. I've been able to do upgrades of every release going forward, and it's gone perfectly fine. That's with changes to KD Plasma 3, 4 to 5, switching, things like the audio stack from Pulse Audio to Pipewire, like all these other, big crazy changes that have happened throughout the distribution over the years have all been possible because we have this awesome stack on the bottom that makes it all happen. Like that's not to discount the community and doing amazing work on top of it, but like the community is empowered by the technology, like just like Pagger empowers us to be able to do contributions and to support people to do pull requests and development, just like Bodhi helps for the updates and stuff. Like all of these great technologies that we have built into Fedora make our community special, make our project special, and make Fedora as a whole amazing.